I'm DJ Williams alongside Grant Cook. We're here with 4th and 5. We are here at the Peddlers Pub. Arkansas drops to Tennessee on the road. Final score, Arkansas 31, Tennessee 34. This is going to be an interesting one. I know a lot of people got a lot of comments, but first off, I will say, you have to be very pumped up with how they finished this game.
Yeah, and I think I said it to you with maybe 12 minutes left in the game. I just want to see how we finish. And it really felt like it was kind of getting out of hand at that point, right? And so what I love to see is that we fought back. We went and got a stop, right? We got the ball back. We went and scored and made it competitive. And that's not something we've seen with the Arkansas team this year so far.
That is not. I think what we wanted to see is out of halftime how we did. Now, we'll say this. We have to figure out how to stop starting so slow coming out of halftime. Third quarter, no points put up by Arkansas. Unexcusable. I was about to get to that point. Like, if this happens again, we have to do our part and call it out and try to figure out what's going on with Coach Petrino on the offense. However, they did kick it around, scoring 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. But you get to the turning point in this game, all right? And it was in the third quarter. We were driving, and it was around 3 minutes left. You end up having the fumble by Braylon Russell. Now, before people lose their mind, by people, you know who I'm talking about. This is not all about that fumble.
No.
But that was the turning point when you noticeably saw it looked like the wheels were about to fall off. That's when adversity hit this team. And we were sitting here thinking, here we go again.
Right.
But the resiliency, you have to give a shout out to the defense. Yes, I know, giving up 34 points, but to the number one offense in the country. Grant, you said they're averaging 51, but the lowest they've scored this year
is 41 twice. So Georgia held them to 41. We hold them to 34.
Yeah.
And I think that is a testament to what we've done the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Now, what have we done? We don't know. We don't have the peek behind the curtain and what those practices look like. But you've got to give credit to this. Has nothing to do with the defense this week. We gave them 34 points.
Comment right here. That's why I prefaced what I said. I'm not trying to go down that route again. All right. But thanks for the super chat. That's not the case here, Tom. 3 losses within 10 points. Once again, just coming out of halftime, we have to get that figured out. I don't know exactly what is happening, but you go back to the turnovers, the Talon fumble. I don't know what it is with him sometimes rolling out to his left, and he tries to open up and throw the ball with his right hand. And the thing about it is he is running because he knows there's somebody right on his hip.
Right. 3
times this happened today. 2 of them ended up in fumbles. The other one was just right there. And you got to think, out of the opportunities that we gave Tennessee, we were still in this game. Grant, we gave up 2 possessions and gave them 2 extra.
Exactly. Yeah, and that was a turning point, I think. Like we just talked about it. And so when you give a team like Tennessee an opportunity to have more possessions, to go score more points, they're going to take advantage of it eventually. And we take the ball out of our opportunity to go score. And so we were right there the whole time. We lost by 3 points.
Yep.
And if you go and score, I believe on those 2 possessions, Talon's fumble and Braylon's fumble, we at least get a field goal out of one of those 2 possessions.
We're here at the Peddlers Pub. You're seeing a lot of people having a lot of fun. We got Josh Throne from Germany who's on our stream right now saying, Bobby Petrino magic. I need a little bit more coming out of halftime, but you have to like the push that he comes to. I think there was even one point we even saw – this is what we were curious about. When it comes to performance, is Coach Petrino going to say, come here and sit next to me? We saw that Shaq McCoy win in the game because Marion Harris was struggling up front. You saw a couple times we were struggling with penalties in the second half. First half, it was flawless.
Yeah.
I don't think we had 1 penalty, and Tennessee was hurting themselves. Offensively, those Corey Robinson, we saw a few times. We're like, what is going on right there? Same with the Marion Harris.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Tennessee changed something up.
Yeah.
And so we'll obviously go back, look at the tape, break it all down, and see what we see. But, yeah, it's such a – when you're right there, again, we're right there again to go win a game, and you don't do it because of some silly things that you control. We have to control what we can control in these games, and we haven't proven we can do it yet.
This is one thing I think that I try to stress on for what we do, all right? There's a lot of emotions going on, as they should be. I think a lot of people are proud. We already looked at each other a couple times by looking at the replay and looking at the film. We were like, ooh, that's going to be a tough one to go back. So this is what we always do. If you're just now joining us here in 4th and 5, we really encourage y'all to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we've already, for the most part, got the whole game ready to go back and rewatch, okay? So the breakdowns are going to be the big point. So I'm just curious. This is usually what happens. most coaches are just like, oh my gosh, we were awful. They go back and watch tape. Film actually wasn't that bad.
Right.
You know, are you thinking that's going to change when we go back and watch tape?
It may, but I think there's probably going to be some things once we slow it down, we see that we blatantly missed and things that we need to get corrected, and the game probably flips on its axis where Arkansas is walking out of there with a win today.
And then we get into this area, Grant. This is where, 31-34. You got to be proud of the performance.
Yep.
But you and me, we're not going to sit here and say, oh, we're so happy we almost won.
Yeah. Right.
We just aren't cut that way.
No.
All right, so going back, I can already name a few plays just off the top of my head that we looked at each other and we're just like, what the hell are they doing? Because I believe once you get into SEC play, Grant, we nitpick stuff.
Right.
Because we understand no small things matter. There was one play, it was our receiver, C.J. Brown. This really goes unlooked a lot. Number 22 from Tennessee made a great play on the ball, but if you go back and watch the replay, C.J. Brown, a slot receiver in that situation, did not seem to put enough into getting his block, and we got a blown-up play in the backfield. Most people don't even – they like, oh, great play by him. We're in the situation like, get your ass over here on the sideline. What are we doing?
That's exactly what we said.
we
looked at him like, man, who's number 3? Get him out. come stand by me if I'm the coach. And so that's the types of things, those little things like that. And
hey.
Thank you.
Oh,
look at this.
Look, we got a Tennessee
I
ball.
know.
I didn't know what was going on.
I'll be honest with you.
You almost
got proud I would be if I was you guys. We were not very good, and we should have won that game. A win's a win. A win's a win. Congratulations to you guys.
She almost got elbowed. You see that right there? Almost one of those. She's right in the range. God.
But back to what we were talking about. Yeah, it's those little details, right? And that's what makes the offense click. But when 22 makes a great play, comes up, tackles in the backfield, it puts you behind the chains. There's a lot of negative things that come along with that. Stay on that block, man. And, hey, I'm pulling you off the field. I'm telling you probably very charismatically, if I'm on the sidelines, that you need to stay on that block.
We got a super coming in right now. Chris Caver. We actually saw Chris today. Appreciate you showing up to our pregame show at the Bentonville Farmers Market. Once again, on all away games, this is our routine. We're going to be up in Bentonville at the Square for a pregame show, postgame here at the Peddlers Pub. A really cool spot to watch the game. Got to love the crowd. All right, so Chris, you said, I think the lack of points in the second half and the fumbles are conditioning related. Team needs to keep fighting. I believe we are going to have a breakthrough and get some W's with these home games. Up next, that's what we got to think. So we'll go back, and in the early part of the week, we're going to break all this film down. We're going to let you know areas. And the thing about it is, as proud as we are, there are some times we go back and watch tape and we're just like, ooh,
again.
God, again?
Yeah.
A team that we just left so much out on the field, that could happen. Or we could say, man, that was a really good Tennessee team, and it was really cool to see us stay that close with one of the top teams in the country, which they are at this point. However, moving forward, Texas A&M coming to Fayetteville next week. Momentum moving into that game. How huge do you think this is? Because I know for a fact when they go back and watch this, they're all going to say, y'all, we're right there. And it's got to get to a point when the players are just like, CJ, if you don't want to get that block, get the hell off the field.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing. If you go get blown out at Tennessee, people start the grip starts letting it go, right? Hey, we don't really have much to play for right now. But I think this week we showed there's plenty to play for. We've got talent on the field. We can go compete. So why not go do it next week? I mean, A&M's on one of these TVs back here behind us. They're the 5th team in the country, 5th-ranked team in the country. So go knock them off at home. We hadn't beat them in quite some time.
Yeah.
We used to beat them like a drum when me and DJ played, but, we don't want to get back in the old days. But honestly, I do believe that if we can go figure out a way to win that game, we get things back on track just a little bit, and then you build off of that success. I'm not a moral victory guy.
No, they're not going to get one of those today.
I'm not a moral victory guy, but I will say that I do think that we maybe don't have anybody grabbing tighter on the rope, but we don't have anybody loosening their grip on the rope after this game.
Yeah, they got another one right here. Let's talk about this. I thought this was an interesting call. I really do. And so you got to think earlier in the game, Coach Petrino going for it on 4th and 1. We did say we believe if that was Coach Pittman, I think it's 4th and 2 maybe.
Yeah.
We think maybe that would have been a punt.
Probably.
Coach Petrino pulled the trigger. Later in the game, 4th and 4 and field goal range. Ooh. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
You know, would you take the points in that situation? Or
Well, I think in the situation we knew we couldn't trade field goals for touchdowns.
right.
And so in the moment, right now, looking back, you're down 3 at the end of the game. You'd love to have those 3 points. Hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah.
We knew we needed to go score a touchdown because at that point, I can't remember exactly what the score was, maybe 34-17, something like that. So, yeah, I think you probably have to roll the dice and go for it there because you have to score a touchdown based on everything that you know at the current moment.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, it's always easy to go back and look and point out everything afterward.
Man, y'all are coming through with the chat right now. We're trying our best to kind of run through them all. This is from Josh. I don't even want to put this. I'm not going to do that.
Don't do that.
I ain't got time. I ain't got time from all that. This is another one. This has happened a lot. Okay, so ball security.
Yeah.
I know Coach Petrino's been preaching it, and he talks about the small things: ball security, alignment. I think we maybe got away with a little discipline penalty by maybe jumping into the neutral zone and getting away with it. It was a little close, but this is now the fourth game that we can remember. We had the Memphis turnover at the Ole Miss turnover at the end of the game. You had the Memphis turnover at the end of the game. And then once again, a couple turnovers that lead us. And the thing about it is, in all these outside of Ole Miss, all the other ones, opportunities to still try to win that football game and just couldn't finish it out. But Grant, I mean, God, it's hard not to hang your hat on that. And that's a part of the game. That's a part of the identity of the team, of securing the ball. But one can imagine, just for a second, and I'll slip into an area I don't like to get into, ball security in a few of these games, then we start having conversations once again like, yeah, we can give the number 5 team in the country a run for their money. We're a pretty darn good football team outside of the anomaly in Notre Dame. And this is the thing, Grant. When you have these games like Notre Dame, it happens to every team in the country. Can we just run through a few? Penn State, who'd they lose to today?
Northwestern.
Northwestern. Look at a team everybody had counted out, playing a top-ranked team in the country in Texas in the Red River Shootout. They dominated Oklahoma. I mean, there's so many other teams in college football right now. Oregon, how'd that happen? Yeah. I mean, I get Indiana's a ranked team, but everyone was just like, okay, here we go. We're about to see what's up. So I'm just saying, every weekend, every once in a while, a team just has that day. Potentially for Arkansas, it could have been Notre Dame.
Yeah, no, I agree. And so that was a really, really bad game, right? I mean, we don't have to beat a dead horse when it comes to that. But we've shown, other than that week, that we have talent on the team. We can go compete. Ole Miss, again, today, they slipped away with one today. I think they won by 3 or 4 against Washington State. Woo-hoo. But I will say that, I mean, they're still the number 4 ranked team in the country. Yeah. We took it down to the wire with them, should have won that game. There's a few things, ball security being one of them, we have got to get better. The other thing I'll say is the defense has got to get us some takeaways too.
Yeah.
So we've built in that we have a DNA of letting the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
Like that's something that we need to fix, but it's a part of our DNA right now. Our defense has got to go help us. Now, we've talked plenty about the defense. I don't think I can really hang anything. There's a couple of plays out there today and some effort stuff that we'll address this week in the breakdowns, but you can't say, man, the defense just completely left the doors wide open on us today and let Tennessee run up and down the field. They did what they needed to do against one of the best scoring offenses in the country.
Somebody's coming at Josh right now, and he says Josh clearly has blinders on, and he has for the last 2 years. Interesting there. Who is that? Somebody coming at Josh right now. We also got another super chat right here. Big thank you to Jeff Thompson for sending in a nice little support for the channel. That means a lot. Best way to support always is to just subscribe on our YouTube page. That means the most. And I'll also say this. Where we are with Coach Petrino, I think that's the biggest thing. Even though we would love to get something going here this year, we did fire our coach. Yeah. The future of our program is kind of up in the air because we don't know yet who the leader is going to be. If the year continues like this, not necessarily, winning 4 or 5 games,
right,
but getting into situations where you noticeably see this team fighting week in and week out, is that enough for Coach Petrino to kind of catapult himself into a no-brainer in the head coach? Or is that just settling for where I personally don't want to be as a team that is just always this close?
Yeah, and I think that's probably where you're going to be. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, great. Let him come in. Let him do this as the interim head coach. And I would love the fact that we play with a tremendous amount of effort today, and if we can continue to do that. But I don't want to be a team, just like you said, that's always just this close. Man, hey, we almost always win. You know, I saw a shirt the other day that said that, you know, so we've got, if that is the case, and we don't go win a few of these games this year, and I know earlier in the pregame show, 4 or 5 kind of makes it a no-doubter for Coach Petrino to be the head coach coming into next year. If you win 3, I think you put him, I mean, you got to have a really good candidate to come in that you know will be a complete organizational flip for what we've seen in the last few years if we don't do that.
We got a super chat coming in from Val Powell. Appreciate that right now. Why did Bobby Petrino call a timeout with 2:27 minutes left in the fourth, knowing that we only had 2 left? I'd have to go back and
I'd have to look at it.
Yeah, I don't recall off the top of my head.
I thought he let him run it down.
A delay of the game, Tennessee. Hey, let me know who had the ball. Was it us or them? Let us know who had the ball.
I think they had it.
They would have had to have the ball.
Yeah, they had the ball.
Yeah, trying to maybe call a timeout and also get the 2-minute timeout as well. I would assume, because that's an extra timeout depending on the play call and the play clock. I would assume that is what's going on there. Defense has to look better. Our defensive line look better. Secondary is still a little rough. I have to go back and watch the tape. I always want to be fair. Then when we start doing some criticism.
DJ, I'll ask you this question. We'll jump back in the comments. But what do you think Coach Petrino tapped into today for the defense to play with more effort? Now, there's a lot of things that still need to get fixed. We talked about it at the halftime show, reaching out, not getting your nose in there when you're trying to tackle. But we played better defensively today. Yeah. What do you think he tapped into?
I just think a lot like we had. We had a lot of talented guys. There are very few guys on planet Earth that play this game at a high level that have the ability to turn it on and turn it off.
Yeah.
They can kind of go through the motions, do all this, but when the lights come on, they just flip a switch, and it's some of the best football you've ever seen. I don't think Arkansas has almost any of those guys. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I think what Coach Petrino does so well with his approach to practice, he doesn't allow a moment for that switch ever to turn off.
Right.
And so all week for the past, 14 days and the 2 weeks, it has been a consistent high level of intensity of being on and on and on. Well, you know how this is. There was never a moment in practice where we felt like, all right, let's just go through these motions. And so I think when you take that over to the game field, you don't have like these lulls of like, what's going on? Why are they starting slow? Why don't they understand that? It's because now they are starting to be conditioned mentally to always, turning that page and always being on. That's the only thing I can think of, because Coach Petrino said one time, he said he came back from for the touchdown club. This was after he got fired. And we talked about this with Carmona. And so I'm a fun, happy-go-lucky guy.
Right.
But I know when it's time to play, you got to turn up, okay? We had a tight end room, full of a couple guys, and Coach Petrino said, David Basil said, what do you think about DJ Williams? Great smile, hard worker. I mean, you saw what he did. And the thing about DJ, I had to tell him, is he's so goofy and so funny. I love the energy. But sometimes you can't do that because Ben Cleveland can't flip the switch, all right? So he's just being goofy all the time, all right? And so he makes sure that his guys that have that ability, like a Carmona, hey, tighten that stuff up.
Yep.
We got to make sure we stay on all the time. And I think that's just the type of culture and environment that comes with having Coach Petrino as a quarterback. See, there we go. This is where it gets – now, I will say that hit that Braylon took, he took one big one, and that other guy from Tennessee put his head right on the ball. I mean, sometimes football happens. Now, Taylon Green, different ball game.
Correct.
Has to get better outside of the pocket.
He does. I mean, we've talked about it. I mean, he carries it like a loaf of bread, right? Matt Jones used to do the same thing, and you just clinch up every time he takes off running because you don't know what's going to happen. But I will tell you this. I mean, to your point, Braylon's, there's 99.9% of humans on earth don't hold on to whatever they're holding to if someone puts their helmet that fast on a ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those things.
Here we go. This is from Chris Caver again in the super chat. If Bobby beats Missouri in A&M, he gets the job. If he had been the head coach since last December, he would be winning these one-score games. I mean, I won't disagree with that.
Yeah.
No.
No, I mean, I think that's probably he would have had time to build that culture that we just saw happen in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's just A&M and just Missouri, if he's just an automatic shoe-in.
I think A&M and Missouri are the ones like, okay, that's a quick turnaround. Those will be tough ones. You saw with Missouri, they played Alabama to the wire today.
Yep.
And A&M is A&M. We'll see what happens here tonight. But you still got a couple games that I think you have to win. Auburn, Mississippi State. Got to win those. And so there's 4 games right now. And if you're able to knock those off, like Chris Caver just said, that puts you into a bowl game. But the thing is, it's just him doing that. There's so many different elements that it comes to who the next guy is, the biggest one being fundraising and support.
Yeah.
And so that's where I think the fan base really does come in. If you really think you want him to be the guy, and he does that, that would be impressive if he pulled that out, then that's when the donations just have to start coming in and supporting him.
Yeah, and I think that Coach Petrino probably is going to be better with college football being run more as a business than it is a relational thing. Not saying that he's not going to build a relationship with the recruits or whatever, but I do think that if it is more business-like, he's going to have a better opportunity to be successful. So with that, do I think that those 2 games just make him an automatic shoe-in? I think what it really boils down to is who does Hunter Yurachek have on that list that's communicating back and forth with him that has serious interest?
Yeah.
If it's someone that is really going to blow everyone's socks off, then I think maybe I don't know, maybe that wasn't quite enough, Coach, and we're going to go with this guy. So there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes with the coaching search and all that kind of stuff that we don't know all the information on.
Mm-hmm.
But all Coach Petrino and this team can do is go control what they can control.
Yep.
And that is go win football games, be competitive in football games, give yourselves an opportunity to be the head coach and go, to a bowl game and further your career wherever that may be.
Hey, real quick, viewers in chat room right now, I want to pose a question. Go ahead and leave your comments in the chat right now. After this game, do you feel better about the way the season is going for the rest of the year, or the way it should go? Do you feel about the same, or do you feel worse of feeling like we just can't close out close games? So do you feel better, about the same, or worse after the performance you saw today? I think that'll be a good question. Chris Caver asked me this. We always talk about what's missing elements of this football team to take it to the next level. I think it does come down to the players. Coaches can coach as much as they want, but sometimes players are the things that take us to the next level. He said, if you could bring any Razorback from the past, when you played, who's one person from when you played that you could bring to this team that you think would make an immediate impact? I'll start. I went with where we struggle, getting pressure, especially interior, somebody like a Malcolm Shepard. Just you saw the way he looked at you, all right? He just had a different gear, a different level. He created chaos. Yeah, I get it. You know exactly what I'm saying. Maybe.
I do. Go ahead. Sorry, man.
So, I just think a guy like that, because you said it takes players to really step up and set that tone and an example to just ignite something within a team. So who's one player that we played with, it could be offense or defense, that you would put on this team you think would make an immediate shift?
I'll go with it's not necessarily my pick, but I know what everybody – Darren McFadden. Just go get Darren McFadden. We're like, well, yeah, obviously that would be a major thing. But I'll be honest, I don't think our running back room needs Darren McFadden. No. Not saying that you wouldn't take it.
I get it.
But that's not where we need the most help.
Yep.
I agree. It's probably on the defensive side of the ball. So I immediately think of a Jake Beckett, a Trey Flowers.
Yep.
Someone like that is a real disruptor. That's what this team's missing. A guy like Landon Jackson. You look at that last year. Landon Jackson gets drafted second, third round, whatever, had 6.5 sacks. We need someone like that to step up. So if you could just bring anyone back, I think it's someone like that. Malcolm Shepard's a great one. Worst person on earth to block. He just didn't understand not going full speed
ever.
The guy, when
we would do walkthroughs with trash cans.
Yes. And at the end of the day, like Malcolm, if there was any downtime, Malcolm just dropped down, do 50 push-ups real quick.
Yes.
It just no regard for not having a motor going 1,000 miles an hour.
Offensive side of the ball guy, Mitch Petrus was a lot that as well, just a high-type motor. And so you see in this team, especially on the defensive side of the ball, we just need that one person to take it to the next level. In the first half, we saw a couple plays once again with Sorey, a couple plays with Larry, a couple plays here or there. And I'm not trying to pick on them. I don't want our defense to say, man, we held them to the least points they had all year.
Yeah.
There's much more in that room. There's much more we can get out of that defense. We saw it in the first half, and I think the goal is to play a complete game, not have a decent first quarter, great second quarter. What happened in the third quarter? We have not figured out a way as a team to put together 4 quarters in any game we've played this year.
I'll give you another one, though. I just thought about this while you were talking. The Grant Morgan, someone that's just a tremendous effort guy that is emotional leader for the other 10 guys on the defense, someone that they can rally behind. I mean, someone like that, I think, too, would be an incredible player to bring back if you could just drop him in place.
Because he's that guy that doesn't let those loafs.
He doesn't let it go.
He doesn't let it go unchecked.
Nope.
He will not let it go unchecked.
He's going to be in your face about it.
And I think sometimes in a day and age where players feel like, I don't want to get in that guy's face. That's not my role.
Right.
You can't have guys like that.
No.
One of my favorite moments last year was when Andrew Armstrong got in Blackstock's face last year at the Texas A&M game. It was all over the big screen. They were talking about it. But it takes moments like that to get teams to the next level. All right, we got a lot of people commenting on what players. Oh, Lord, they got a lot, man. No. Let's get in here. Matt Jones, got to get it. Yeah. Tony Bua would be a fun runner right there. Joe Adams, I mean, talk about electricity, right? Tony, and thank you. I won't throw myself in that one. Jericho Nelson, a hitter on the defensive side of the ball. We got Tremaine Thomas in the secondary. A ball hawk for
Flowers,
sure.
Malcolm.
Steve Atwater. Now, we didn't play with Steve Atwater.
No.
We just missed Bua. That would have been fun to play with Bua. I would not have been fun to practice against Bua, I'll tell you that. What were you showing me? Were you showing me something? She's not listening. Anyway. All right, Grant. We're about to go ahead and wrap things up. Once again, we're here at the Peddlers Pub. Y'all stay tuned all week long. I'll say this. I'm looking forward to this breakdown.
Yeah.
I really am. I think it's going to be very surprising what we see on tape. I think it's going to answer a lot of questions to why are we always say close, but we can't finish it. And the cool thing about it is I think we'll be able to give our viewers, Grant, an idea of like, I hate saying we're almost there. Yeah. That's getting old.
It is.
Maybe that makes you more frustrated as a viewer knowing that it'd be different if we looked on tape and said, guys, we're just terrible. We just can't get it done.
Bad. Yeah.
But we see it often, time in and time out, like, God, can y'all not just get it together? It's right there.
It's right there. Yeah. And so I think this will be a good teaching tape, at least for the Let Grant Cook segment. We'll probably be able to break a lot of stuff down on what could we have done. We gave up quite a few sacks tonight that in timely parts of the game. So we'll break it down like we always do. We're going to keep it 100% honest.
Yep.
We'll see what we see. They put it on tape. We're just going to talk about it.
All right. I saw a comment. I don't know if that's the answer. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all watching 4th and 5. We're going to wrap it up here at the Peddlers Pub. Y'all have a great day. We will catch y'all Monday at the Mainline Sports Bar in Oaklawn. And as always, go Hogs, baby.
Go Hogs.
Till we die.